Hello, everyone, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Today, again, I am doing what did I say? A multi-transmission? Anyway, I had the word the other day, and now I forgot. What was it? Anyway, I am transmitting live to you on Facebook and YouTube. Yay! Because I'm so technically able. That is just been amazing, amazing. And if I don't have my daughter here with me, life just falls apart. Anyway, welcome, welcome, welcome. Today, sweetheart, would you do me a favor? Just turn the heating off because it's just distracting me. It's going to take a little while. It's a little chilly still. We have spring coming, and I'm very excited. Anyway, welcome. We're going to wait a little bit longer on Facebook for people to show up. We have two guests here on YouTube. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today, we are going to be talking about a subject that has been going around, and it's getting very, very crazy. It is the coronavirus. Now, I have my own approach. Natasha, yay! Welcome. So great to have you here. I am so excited that you're here. Anyway, this virus, we're going to start talking about the hearsay, some facts that I have, and we are going to slowly dissect what is going on as best as the best I can, in the best way I can. And I'm going to share with you some tools that will allow you to literally protect yourself entirely, your mental self, your physical self, your emotional self, and your spiritual self. It's gonna be like little pieces of each, so that you can have all these tools that you can put together and create a little plan for yourself. And I assure you that if you follow these steps, these little simple tools that can be, they're very simple, but not necessarily easy when the fear is so rampant. Okay, so let's start talking about the virus and where supposedly it came from. There are several theories. There's a theory that says that this virus was created in a lab and it just was unleashed on people because they want to do population control. Do I believe it? I'm like literally no judgment, because I don't know. I've heard so many stories and so many things that are hearsay. I've heard it from people that I really trust that this was done on purpose. Who knows? There's other people that say that it came from a market in Wuhan from fish. Who knows? Now, on the fish part, I have, and I am certain that, and that I don't really have 100% proof, but I know that Fukushima, the nuclear plant in Japan, is still leaking, because if nobody has come out and said, hey, we fixed the problem, it is not fixed, people. So there's radiation going into the ocean every single day and has been going on since the time they actually reported the leak, which I'm not sure was the time that the leak actually started. And so all of this radiation and nuclear stuff, poison, is going into our oceans, and it is affecting the populations of beings that live in the oceans. And it is affecting us when we eat it. There apparently, even in California, they have the sushi restaurants have these radiation machines that you put your fish under to see how much radiation you are going to be consuming when you're eating the sushi, which blows my mind. But anyway, it happens. People go and figure out, well, will I be willing to consume all this radiation, right? And so if this virus came from fish, I would not doubt it, because the whole ecosystem is getting destroyed. Some people said it came from animals. Some people said it came from wild animals. Who knows? It really doesn't matter. The fact is that there are people that are getting sick, and there are people that are dying, and there's people that are using all this information to spread fear. And see, here's the thing. I believe that the fear is spreading faster than the virus. I believe that that fear is a weakening force, a really powerful force that is paving the way for the virus to come into our physical reality, right? Because when we go into fear, we begin to vibrate really, really at a low frequencies. And I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that the viruses and the fear are really compatible. They're along the same wavelength. And where there's a ton of fear, the viruses can thrive, bacteria can thrive, all the things that are, okay, so if we go back to the molecular structure of water, when the molecules of water in our bodies are perfectly structured, they take on the shape of hexagons. And if you see any of the research from Dr. Masaru Emoto, you will see there's a book called Messages from Water. And he placed, for those of you who don't know, I'll do a quick recap. He placed beautiful words on jugs of water, and on another experiment, like he did on the one side, put beautiful words like love, peace, harmony, whatever beautiful word you can think of, he would put it on. He would play beautiful music, Bach, Beethoven, Mozart, to the water. He would, and then on the other end, he would play acid rock, put the words hate, violence, murder on the water, and then they would freeze the water. And the most interesting thing happened. The water that had all the positive words, all the beautiful music played to it, that they would speak words of love and kindness to, they would freeze it, and they would make the most beautiful, beautiful snowflakes. And they were perfectly shaped, beautiful sacred geometry, amazing. The other ones that had all the negativity, all the hatred, all the violence, all the bad, the horrible music, and all these words of horror, right? Created blobs. The water was not able to retain its molecular structure. So they, the forms that were made are uncannily similar to cancer, to the way Cancer looks under the microscope. And so when fear hits our body, our molecules start disintegrating, like deconstructing that perfect hexagonal shape starts deconstructing itself and becoming blobbish. Okay, so I believe that the fear creates blobs, and Cancer creates blobs, and viruses create blobs, right? They are completely not structured. They're not going to create beautiful snowflakes. They're not going to create beautiful shapes. They're going to just get amorphous. Okay, and so when we fall into the trap of fear, which is a trap, people, it is a trap. And I know you might think it's easy for me to say it. Believe me, it's not easy. I am a person that I'm very emotional. I'm also an empath, and I fall into the trap of fear a lot of the times. And a lot of the times I recognize that the fears that I experience are not even mine, because I'm like a sponge. And if I'm not continuously protecting my energy, I will pick up every emotion, every feeling that is felt for miles surrounding me. And if you're an empath, you know what I'm talking about. So this is not an easy task. But you know what? We are, hi, somebody's on Facebook. Hey guys, welcome. So it is imperative that, and I say this with all of my love, but all of my seriousness, it is imperative right now that we maintain our center, that we are not tumbling and going into the fear, and we have to remain not ecstatic necessarily, and not super, it's not about, oh, I have to pretend to be joyful, I have to pretend to be happy. It's not about that. It's about remaining in your center and grounding your energies so that fear doesn't rattle you and take you off kilter and start creating those blobs within your body that will start weakening and opening the door for any kind of virus, illness, or mental discomfort or mental turbulence to come into your awareness, if I can be so specific. Now, the other thing is that we are human antennas, right? So what happens when we tune ourselves to the frequency of love? Then we are able to stay calm and collected. But when we tune our frequency to the channel of fear, to the channel of alarm, to the channel of illness, to the channel, we start lowering our vibrational frequency, and then things will start to happen in our bodies. Okay? Now, it is all about choosing to tune in to the channel that will keep you grounded, that will keep you able to remain calm. And then we're going to activate, and today in the sound bath, we're going to do two things. I'm going to do three things. I'm going to make sure that we connect into the peace and the calm. Then we're going to elevate your frequency to the frequency of love. Then I'm going to activate the power of love, because literally when you connect to this power and this frequency, as if you're given a scepter and or a magic wand that you're going to be able to wave your wand and start creating magical around you and creating peace around you and allowing for the energies to settle down, and thus the virus won't be able to even recognize you because the frequency will be so far apart. You'll be vibrating so high that the virus, you almost become invisible to the virus, and then you'll be able to help others and help by just being the presence and staying in the moment and staying connected. Okay, and then I am going to do a activation of protection, and I'm going to teach you how to intend and intentionally place yourself in a bubble of protection, and that bubble of protection will help protect you from the mental and the emotional waves that are going to come at us, because they will come at us. And if you start listening to the news, if you start listening to the rumors, if you start buying into the stories, then it is the quickest way to have you plummet and start vibrating at the lower frequency. And that is when the virus will take strength, and then it can become a pandemic that way. And if it does, if you remain vibrating high, I give you my word that you will be able to not only not get it, but keep yourself and your loved ones in a way protected. Okay. Now, like I said, the fear is spreading faster than this virus or any virus. I was looking at a friend of mine. I'm in one of these mastermind groups that I'm in, and they had placed all the statistics of all the amounts of people that have died due to SARS, due to AIDS, due to all these illnesses throughout the years, tuberculosis, all these things that have become or that have been labeled as epidemics and pandemics. And there have been gabajillions of people that we've lost because of these things. So if it's not one thing, it's another. So it is up to us to decide to buy into this thing that is also driven by, I don't know who, but it's like not very nice people. I can say that. It's not very kind people that are driving the fear and profiting from this. So it's up to us to say no to that and remain grounded. Okay. So the thing is that what you focus on expands. So if we start focusing on, the virus, we are giving all of our power to the virus. Just like when in politics, and you'll see the similarities. When in politics we start like, oh no, we don't want this candidate, we don't want this person, we don't want this person, we don't want this person, and we start fighting against that person, we're literally surrendering and relinquishing all our power to that person. Instead of focusing, this is what I want, this is what I like, I have a vision of peace, I have a vision of justice, I have a vision of fairness, I have a vision of prosperity, I have a vision of amazingness, I have a vision of businesses thriving, I have a vision of everybody having a meal and a roof over their head. I have a vision of all the beautiful things that you would like to see in the world. If you focus on those, you start to starve the energy and the force and the power from the things that you don't want to see show up in your life. So when we, okay, here. Oh, all right. So I'm very modern now. I try to use not a lot of paper. I love writing. For some reason, I had my iPad, and so my notes are here, and I'm a little messy here today because of it. But so we're going to start with the mental aspect, okay? People, I know that it's very tempting to watch the news and to be connected to the news all the time. Do not do it, people. Do not listen to the news. The news are a business. And what do they want? To make money. And what do they want? To have people watch. Why? Because there's people in the world, companies that pay a lot of money to have your attention so that they can play their commercials so that you buy their products. All right. So what do news outfits need to satisfy their clients? People to watch. They need your eyes on them so that they can program you with their products so that you go and buy their products. So, do they sometimes have the public's best interest at heart? I assure you not. I assure you they have their advertisers' interests first as a priority before any one of us, because if we're going to buy their products, they're going to keep their show on the TV and they are going to be making money. Now, I'm not saying stay completely disconnected. I'm telling you, I have not watched a news program for 20 years, and I find out about everything that I need to find out one way or another. I find out about things that I don't want to find out, regardless. And I don't watch the news. I don't listen to the news on the radio. I'm not connected that way. And one way or another, if a storm is coming, I find out because I'll hear it in passing. Something will happen. So do not worry about being uninformed or disinformed. It is better to have no information than to have bad information. Okay? So if you are going to watch the news because you might be addicted to it, because it's an addiction and it's a thing, because how do you feel? And if you don't believe me, like I tell you guys, don't believe me. Try it on. If it feels good, if it feels right for you, keep it. If not, toss it. Just notice how you feel after listening to a newscast. Notice how you feel before. Turn the newscast on and notice how you're feeling afterwards. I realized I had knots in my throat. I felt sick. I had chest palpitations. It would throw me into a loop of mass hysteria, right? And that is hi, Kate Tucker, my coach. She's here. Hi, sweetheart. Welcome. So if you don't watch the news, you are not opening yourself and putting yourself in a vulnerable space to be thrown off kilter. All right. Now, if you are going to watch the news because you decide that's what you'd like, I implore you to respect what's called the hypnagogic and the hypnopompic states. What are those? I know they're fancy names. They're fancy names for the 15 minutes before or half an hour. Do me a favor now with all these things that are going on. Half an hour before you go to bed. Do not listen to any garbage. It is prime time for reprogramming your subconscious mind. All right? Use that time to upgrade your mindset, to listen to affirmations, or just be in absolute silence, or read a book that's going to uplift you and make you feel good. When you go to sleep feeling good, you wake up in that same frequency. Okay? So the thing is keeping yourself vibrating at a higher frequency for as long as you can. Now, the half an hour after you wake up is exactly the same thing. It's a transition between waking hours and sleeping time. So when you wake up, if the first thing you do is go like this and you're like one eye open and you're already looking at your cell phone, don't do it, because you are putting the ideas, the concepts, the beliefs of other people in your subconscious mind. And then you start acting a certain way and you don't even know why you're acting that way. I'm going to tell you why you're acting that way, because you've been reprogrammed and your subconscious is now acting and making you do stuff that you've allowed in your consciousness, and it's now directing the show. And you're like, I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know why I'm procrastinating. I don't know why I'm feeling this way. I don't know why I'm depressed. Yeah, because you're contributing by allowing all this negativity to come into your being. So respect for the 30 minutes before you go to sleep and the 30 minutes, Sandrita Manuel, te adoro, and the 30 minutes after waking up. Okay, then focus on your desired outcome. Let's say vibrant health. Vibrant health. Become aware of what you're thinking. Realize when you're going into negativity. If you start thinking thoughts of fear, thoughts of negativity, if you have ill will against somebody, do what I call the switcheroo, which is imagine the thought in front of you and then pick a thought that you have pre-chosen. Before you go into these thoughts, choose something, a memory of you doing great, or a time when everything was fantastic in your life, something that makes you really happy. Imagine somebody that you love dearly and think of them. So pick one thought that's going to literally be so powerful and so strong that you're going to just do the whoop and start thinking of that positive thing. So every time you start going into fear, you think of that beautiful person that you love, or you think of that beautiful situation that happened to you at one point, or that you were really successful, you were feeling great, you were on top of the world, something that is going to make you feel good, and do the switch. Keep switching, keep switching, keep switching. Eventually, you will weaken the neural pathways that we've created that takes us directly into fear. They have become super highways from our heart, from our mind to, we just create this thing where we go into this fear and our hormones start releasing. We start releasing adrenaline, cortisol, all the stress hormones, and then we start becoming addicted to these hormones. And then it becomes a physiological situation more than a mental situation. So we go into fear, we feel these hormones, and then it's actually our body requiring these hormones that creates the drama in our head. That's something for another day. I have a workshop on that. It's the mind-body monitoring system. And it explains to you how we are literally adrenaline junkies, and we become addicted to these hormones in our bodies. And then that creates what's called the reticular activating system, a network of neurons in our brain, to start looking for situations that will create stress so that we can release these hormones. If you have any questions, you can put them in the chat, and I'll answer them at the end. So make concentration a habit. The more you do that, you weaken your neural pathways, and you start strengthening your pathways to positive thinking, to thinking something that's going to make you feel good, that's going to release the love hormones, okay? And concentration is almost, it's a nourishment. It's almost like water, okay? So it's going to like wash us and clear us of all this negativity and of all this fear. Okay, so that's the mental. Now, physical, it's very important. If you are not exercising, don't all of a sudden become an exercise like maniac, but do start going out for walks. Walks in nature are incredible because walking in nature is more than the physical aspect of it. You're doing a few things at once. Connecting to nature allows, first of all, your energy and your aura to get cleansed. It also allows you to have a deep communion with nature. And the exercise starts helping your lungs. It starts helping you get stamina and get physically stronger. So if you haven't exercised in a while, start with walks in nature and it will be fantastic. If you are used to exercising, make sure you keep it up. Has it ever happened to you that the minute you stop exercising, you start feeling sick, you get that cold, you get that thing? It happens to me all the time. If I stop exercising, oh my God, it's like, it's bad. I might get a cold, I might get sick. I start feeling not too great physically in my body. And then if I wait for too long, it literally hinders my ability to get back into it. And so if you are continuously, it's not about how long you exercise, it's about the like little drop every day, bringing it in, exercising. It's the cumulative, results that happen when you keep exercising. More than going once a week and just doing 3 hours is not the same as doing 20 minutes every day, basically. Okay. When you start thinking of what is going to happen, how things are going to get bad, how blah, 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 and you understand that it's your mind taking you out of the present moment, bring yourself back to the right now. Bring yourself back to the right now. Even if you're feeling a sore throat, do not immediately jump to the conclusion that you have the virus. Do not immediately go into the fear. Go into the love. Usually, when we're vibrating at a higher frequency, even if we get the bug, there is such discord between our vibration and the fear. It's so low vibrating, and the virus, that it will be able to fight it. Our immune system will be strong enough and we will get rid of it. Okay. If you focus on love, it becomes much easier. But some of us cannot still understand how to focus on love directly. So you can go to love by way of gratitude. Start feeling grateful for everything and anything that's in your life. When you do that, you immediately elevate your vibrational frequency. Start being grateful. I'm grateful for the sunshine right now. I'm grateful for the beautiful longer days that we're getting. I am grateful for the fact that I have my daughter with me. I am grateful for the fact that I have a beautiful home and I have a roof over my head and I have food and I have electricity and I have friends and I have my lovely, amazing, beyond parents. I'm just anything and everything that you can be grateful for. Be grateful. When your heart is full of gratitude, there's little room for much else. Okay, we're gonna say hi to Harry. I'm all wired up today because we're doing the Facebook, the YouTube, the everything at the same time. Anyway, I think I just pulled my camera. Hold on. Because of and now I'm on the floor because I gifted myself. It's my birthday on Friday, and I gifted myself this beautiful Mackenzie Childs cushion, and that's my there we go. That's my birthday present to myself. The lady at the store told me, I think you deserve a lot more than a cushion for your birthday. And I agreed, but that was my pre-birthday present. Let's put it that way. Anyway, let's go into our sound bath, and this is what we're going to do, just so that you know what we're doing. Okay, I'm going to guide you to connect, and we're going to take our awareness all the way up to the 0 point, which is where we start feeling peace. And then we're going to go from there, allowing, and just follow along. So place your feet flat on the floor. Place your hands. You can do two things, whatever you're guided to do. Right now is just going to say, do our usual putting in a receiving position, our hands in receiving position right on your thighs. If you'd like, you can put one hand, your left hand, in receiving position, and your left hand receiving position, which is backwards because I think you're seeing me backwards, and your right hand on your heart center. You can do that, or keep them both in receiving. All right? But keep one in receiving and then one on your heart. Connect to your heart center, or both in receiving. And then you're going to take 3 to 6 cleansing breaths, whatever feels good to you, whatever feels good in your body. You're going to breathe in. You're going to hold 1 or 2 counts. Then you're going to release with a big ha. And when you do the ha, feel that how good it feels in your body. And then hold for 1 or 2 counts again and begin all over. And you can do that 3 to 6 times. Now go ahead and start feeling the edges of your body. But do it from the inside out. Feel the little hairs in your arms, how they come in contact with the ether and they dissolve into oneness. That creates a lot of space inside of you. You can feel it like a pipe opening up through the center of your body. Now through this pipe, let's go ahead and ground the energy. So imagine that you're growing roots that are going into the center of the earth, that molten center, and allow the burning fire to come up those roots and charge itself with the beautiful colors contained within our beautiful, precious Gaia. The fire coming up into your heart center, purifying your heart, then allow it to go straight into your mind to purify your thoughts. And we leave that fire on automatic. Energizing you, purifying your energetic bodies, coming out as necessary. And now, focus on that interior channel, that pipe. Imagine that your awareness is leaving to the stratosphere, from the crown of your head. And start taking your awareness up, 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 Keep taking it up until you find that 0 point, absolute peace, absolute silence. If you're not feeling the peace and you're not arrived at absolute silence, it means you're not high enough. So keep your awareness going up into the stratosphere. Now that we've all arrived, allow that peace to flow. Imagine it like a pure, beautiful, white, goldish, pinkish hue, almost like an etheric liquid pouring in, down from the 0 point into and through your crown. Allow it to fill your body, high vibrating frequencies. Allow this beautiful liquid to start dancing with the flames from Gaia. energies to remove all anger, all resentment, all fear. Allowing you to connect to the most sacred part of yourself. Now take a deep cleansing breath. Collectively, let's intend and imagine a violet indigo bubble. It could be made of glass, it could be made of soap, whatever comes to mind. And see yourself, or imagine, feel, intend yourself walking inside this violet bubble of protection. For everything negative, everything that is non-harmonious with your being will literally just bounce off. You will be sacredly, lovingly taken care of by the universe. Take your When you're ready, go ahead and take another cleansing breath. Slowly come back. Start wiggling your toes. Do a little shake, a little stretch. And when you're ready, open your eyes and come back. Wonderful. Sandy Luna, I love you. Rosa Oliva. Beautiful names from the long time ago. I love to see you here. Anyway, you're very welcome, Natasha. I love you, love you, love you very much. Remember, when we stay in gratitude, when we stay in that feeling of love, there is nothing more powerful than love. The more you connect to that power, you'll find that force within you that activates your chi, your energy, and you'll understand how powerful you become. So let's take our attention off of the panic and the fear and the things we don't want to see and put them on the things we would like to experience and see in this world. If you'd like to go deeper, I have a myriad of tools, and I have some amazing tools that I've been using in the past 2 weeks that I'm not sharing yet because I'm still working on them, but they are proving to be an amazing shield and an amazing anchoring way to anchor your energy. So if you'd like to go deeper with me, I'm available for private sessions. The information is below on YouTube, and it's probably on the link in Facebook. If it isn't, we'll place it later. You can always DM me and get an appointment that way. Remember, if you are interested in having your own blend of oils mixed for you specifically, you can also call me. I'll be happy to do that. And I have amazing people who are really, I call them alchemists, who will be able to guide me if I don't have an answer for you. I have the people who will, really powerful people who have been doing this for a long time, using the oils with great success, very responsibly, because that's another thing. You cannot go crazy. If you get the doTERRA, don't use 20,000 drops. You don't need them. One drop is the equivalent of 28 cups of tea. So you really do not need quantity. We're talking about quality. We're talking about vibrational energy, where literally these oils vibrate so high that when we're low, we're vibrating low. We do the power of entrainment. They're so powerful. They'll lift us up. They'll lift our spirits. They'll lift us into forgiveness, into gratitude, into these beautiful states that will allow us to become invisible to these ugly forces. Okay? I love you very much. I really hope in my heart that this has been informative and it will help you to not fall into the trap of the crazy fear. And I will see you next week. I love you very much, in harmony and in love. I'll see you.